Okay, this is my portfolio for the mentoring class. Here's the table of contents for the first section is just on sort of general information. And the first thing we have is the welcome letter. The second thing I have is the new teacher goodie bag. The monthly mentoring plan, and that's several pages long, but I'm just going to flip through my tabs here. Some information on using Outlook and some tips for using Outlook. Gradebook policies and gradebook assignment. Both of those were passed out in class. I have a checklist I created for your subfolder, setting up the subfolder, accessing the subsystem, that was handed out in class, emergency class coverage, that was handed out in class, MCPS acronyms, child abuse and neglect forms, and they have the little green sheet that they gave us is up front in this bullet folder. I have some things on decorating the classroom. There was a section in our binder about decorating for the holidays. We don't really do that, but I did pull some information from the county and from a few different websites on possibly how to incorporate those things in our science classrooms, and good strategies for making billboards, bulletin boards which are meaningful. Our MCEA contract that was passed out in class. Our teacher portfolio information, information or observations from the middle school. I need to put our observations in when I have a chance from our school. The 5-year certification plan. So this is from the county. This is alternate forms of data for observations. They could be used for the checks, when they're checking up on you. Here's the standards, the check off from the county that tells you what meets or what exceeds. This is the information on accessing the professional libraries up at Shady Grove and talking to the media specialists about how to get books at your school. Guidelines for student service learning hours. The form we were passed out in class. These are the information on participating in athletics. Field trips. Reporting mileage. The mentor stipend. How we get our money. Extracurricular stipend request form if you're coaching. So that was the general information. The second tab I have is on classroom setup and pre-service. This is sort of like a first week section. What do we need sort of when I first meet with the mentee, and what do we need for the that pre-service week. So, oops, I got too close here. Sorry. So here's a supply list that we were handed out in class. Setting up your classroom. This is more strategies on setting up specifically a high school classroom. This is sort of more on mentoring your hands-on classroom. These were the bulletin board strategies handed out by the elementary school teacher. We have to deal with safety contracts, so I have those and the reassessment policy for our school in my binder, the safety contract review. I've also got some links that I need to pull for the safety videos. Here's the textbook log, student information sheet we use for our school, for our classes. This was a resource passed out in class about sort of how to get to know the people in your building, and some things for, I think this was for parents and students when they first come to school. Here's the Back to School Tonight resources that were handed out in class. Parent conference information. The conference reminder from, and the article on keeping kids' attention. Okay, then here is for instructional requirements. This was where we put I'm putting the information for the IEPs. They gave us all the legal stuff, and screening checklist, and filling out the 272, 278 form, -8 forms. This was information on the student support team, case management logs. This was completing the Medicaid forms, but I don't think we really have to deal with that, but that was from the infant program. This is strategies for helping students with ADHD. ESOL accommodations, that was passed out in class. I looked up the gifted and talented and LD practices from the county. That I can put those in here. From the county and a couple of other resources. And I've put those in there. Here's the student use of the internet, which was passed out in class, and then I pulled the county policies and regulations. Okay, I'm going to pause the video here and start a new one for the next couple of sections.